Hi, I'm Pink142, aka Taylor, and I wanted to apologize for Monday not having a video up on time or a stream on time. I've been really busy this past week. I've been getting back into shape, and it slipped my mind, and so I might end up reshooting that stream on Monday. If you guys want it. If not, I'll just leave it up and I'll do something else on Monday. I might end up doing the Never Have I Ever thing that I talked about. But today I want to talk about the N64 Classic. So, a few years ago, they came out with the NES Classic, and it sold tons. It sold out. Everyone wanted it. Then they came out with the Super NES Classic, and I wanted that one more than anything. I wanted that one so badly, and I never got my hands on it. But people are wondering, are they going to come out with an N64 Classic? And I'm here to set the record straight that I think they might. I think they might come out with one. If they do, I'm going to be really happy, because the N64 is one of my favorite consoles that Nintendo has ever put out, next to the GameCube and stuff. But I love the N64. And some of the games I want to see on it are Mario Party 2. That one has to be on there. If it's not on there, that is a crime, because that was one of my favorite games growing up, and I used to play it all the time with my cousins and my sister, and we would have so much fun until my one cousin would beat us. He would beat us and we wouldn't have fun anymore. We hated losing to him. That one has to be on there. This one would be a little bit harder to do, but definitely Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. That game was so much fun. That one needs to be on there, because I used to play it all the time with my cousins and my sister, and we loved it. Super Mario 64 has to be on there, because that's a dead giveaway. If that game's not on there, then what are they doing? Ocarina of Time has to be on there. I know they've done a remastering of it, they did a remake of it for the DS, I believe it is, or 3DS, and 3DS, and but it doesn't have the same feel when you hold the N64 controller and you're playing that game. That's the magic. That's magic right there. That game, Goldeneye 007 or Goldeneye 64 needs to be on there. I've never played it, but I've heard so many great things about it, so that one definitely has to be on there. If that's not on there, then what are you doing? And then also get the rights to Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie and put those two games on there, because those games were so much fun. I used to play them all the time, especially I think it was Banjo-Tooie, if I'm not mistaken, where it had that little soccer match, little soccer mini game, and I used to play that game all the time. So much fun. Bring back that game. Yeah. I don't know what Rare was thinking. I don't know why Rare did what it did when it left Nintendo, but that was their worst decision. Rare, just do it. Diddy Kong Racing, I've never played it, but I've heard so many great things about it. That needs to be on there. It's crime if it's not on there. Paper Mario, that's a crime if you don't have Paper Mario on there. That game was everything growing up. I used to play it all the time. I used to watch my cousin play it all the time. It was so much fun. But here's the issue with a lot of these games that I'm mentioning, listing off. If you see the NES Classic, a lot of them are games that aren't open world. They're more linear, side-scrolling games like Super Mario Brothers and Contra and Super C. But still, these games still need to be on there. So many games. The Star Wars, if you get Star Wars, I believe it's Star Wars Rogue Squadron. If I believe it's Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Get that one on there. That game was so much fun. That was one of the only games that my uncle would ever play. and it was just so much fun. Getting to fly the Millennium Falcon as Anakin was just awesome. I love that game. Uh, uh, there's like so many in my mind that I can't think of like all the ones that my grandparents had. Uh, there's like a lot, but I can't think of them at the top of my head. But one game that should not be on there is Superman. I'm you guys know me. You guys know I'm a huge Superman fan, but that game should not be on there. That game was terrible unless they're gonna like do a like totally like revamp the game and make the graphics 10 times better, like fix all the problems with it, then yeah, go for it. But if not, do not put it on there because that game was terrible. That game was terrible. Uh, but get that one on. Get uh Super Smash Brothers has to be on there. Like I know like that game's kind of like a hit and miss with a lot of the fans. Like they prefer like either melee or brawl. Which I don't. If you prefer brawl, what are you doing with your life? I'm sorry, but no, brawl should not be on your list. And then or they prefer the latest one. So I want to see the new Super Smash Brothers game on the N64 Classic if it comes out. And then, like, I have like one last one, and this one has to be on there. If it's not on there, then I don't know what they're doing with their life. Nintendo needs to reevaluate everything in their life, but they need to get Mario Kart 64. One of the best Mario Kart games ever. And I used to I'm the OG Mario Kart fan because I was playing Super Mario Kart before Mario Kart 64 because if I'm not mistaken, my family had my sister and my parents and I had a Super NES, and I believe we had this game. And then when that broke, we gave it to my grandparents, and so I used to play that game all the time. And then then I got into Mario Kart 64 when I realized I had Mario Kart 64, and I used to play it all the time with my cousins and my sister. I would dominate that game, except I could never beat my cousin. I could never beat my one cousin or my sister. But I could probably do it now if you gave me like a half an hour to warm up, gave me like a half an hour warm up or like good 10 minutes to a half an hour warm up, I could probably beat him. Because I love that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Mario Kart 64 is like one of the best games ever. And if you don't include that game on there, then Nintendo needs to reevaluate themselves. They do. And like I don't know if they're gonna do an N64 Classic. I'm just giving my suggestion on it, but I don't know how they would do it because if you look at the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic, you look at the controllers, they're normal controllers, and it's just a miniaturized version of the game. I mean, of the console, but the controllers are still the same. Imagine seeing an N64 controller with, mind you, with the miniature N64 console. That imagine how crazy that would be. That would just be crazy. And like the thing with like the Super NES and the NES classics is you can only play with two players. With N64, what was so revolutionary about the N64 was it had the little trigger button, the Z button at the bottom. Not only that, but it also had 4 players. You could play up to 4 players, which was impossible unless you had like one of those the column, but like she just plugged into one of the slots, and then like you could 4 people, more than 2 people, but it doesn't seem it. I don't understand how that would work, but I don't want to. I want to see an N64 Classic. I do, because I can't play the N64 anymore. My grandparents don't have it anymore. They got rid of it, and that was a sad day and for me, because I'm like, I wanted those. I would have taken those, man. I would have taken that N64. I would have taken that GameCube that they had. I would have taken their Super NES. I would have taken those, but it didn't happen. I didn't get them. Someone else got them, and yeah, I know where they're at. I know where two of them are at. The other one, the person that got the GameCube sold it, which I'm not happy with. Not happy with that person, but it is what it is. And I want an N64 Classic. I do. I do want to see one. I think it'd be so much fun, and just to play with your friends and and then just remember the glory days of like playing that with your friends. Because when I look at like the Xbox and I look at PlayStation, when I look at their consoles, it's like, okay, 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 we can play online. We can play online. Well, I remember people saying with the Xbox, like you couldn't really play multiplayer on it. If you wanted to, you had to have two separate Xboxes just to play it, and then you'd have to have one person bring a TV over in the struggle. But what I've always liked about Nintendo is that they've done multiplayer. Like, they've made multiplayer what multiplayer should be, which is with your friends. You play with your friends in the same room. You're not like playing with a friend that's like clear across the world, or you're not playing with some random person. You're playing with your friends together in a room. And I like that so much better, because then if they beat you, you can hit them in the head with the controller, or you can like chew them out in person, and it makes it so much better than doing online stuff. Because online stuff, all you're doing is just getting frustrated with yourself, and you don't have anyone to yell at your frustration in front of. And yeah, you look like an idiot when you do that by yourself. So it's just better if you have people around. That's what I've always loved about Nintendo, is the fact that they want to keep you in the same room, and they keep people engaged. So bring out an N64 Classic. And also, Nintendo, I don't have the money for a Switch, but I'm your biggest fan. I'm one of your biggest fans. I would love a Switch. Just give me a Switch with like Breath of the Wild, or something along those lines. Like, please. Yeah, please. So yeah, post in the comments below what games you would want to see on the N64 Classic, if they ever do come out with them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I might be doing a week from today. I might be doing some gameplay. I haven't decided yet. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Bye.